Educational GMAT. Your partner in your GMAT journey.
So basically what this is saying is, okay, all right, I don't remember the answer. So what it's saying is, notice this is basically walking, correct? So for people whose round trip distance is lesser than 2 kilometers, 30,000 people walk. So basically, let's look at it this way. For people whose round trip distance is 2 kilometers, 30,000 people walk, 33,000 people bike, 9,000 people use car, and 2,000 people use public transit. For people whose basically round trip distance is between 2 and 5, 10,000 people walk, 50,000 people bike, and so on. So obviously at in fact higher distances, if you look at it, no one walks. That makes sense. All right. For all people who travel to work, the median, and we discussed this in the statistics class. What is median, by the way? The middle value. The median round trip distance who traveled by walking. All right. So we are only talking about these, correct? So now for walking, if you look at it, basically lesser than 2, correct? How many people? 30,000. Agreed. Between 2 to 5, 10,000, right? And then between 5 and 10, it would be 7,000. All right. Agreed. So if you technically look at how to find out the median, 40.
47 total.
Okay. All right. So basically, first person is traveling lesser than 2. Second person again lesser than 2. Third person again lesser than 2, and so on till 30,000th person, 30kth one, correct? And then 30,001 person is traveling between 2 and 5. Next person also 2 and 5, and so on till 40kth person. Why 40kth? These 30,000 plus 10k more, right? And then 40,001 person between 5 and 10, right? Again, between 5 and 10, and so on till 47,000th person. So this is how you arrange the data for all the 47,000 people who walk. And after arranging the data, what would be the median? The 47,000 divided by 2, right? The middle value, which would be 23,500. Agreed? So clearly, since 30,000 people are traveling lesser than 2, which means 23,500th person will be obviously in this range. And so lesser than 2. Are we clear, guys, in terms of how to figure this out? So remember we discussed this in the statistics class. To find out the median, you essentially arrange the entire data. In this case, what is that entire data? 47k people who walk in ascending sequence. And this is that ascending sequence, right? Lesser than 2, then between 2 and 5, and then 5 to 10. So this is how you arrange in ascending sequence. After arranging the 47,000 elements in ascending sequence, median value will be 23,500 value, which obviously would be in this range. All right, now it's talking about public transit, which would be, by the way, the black one, right? Public transit is this one. So again, here, what do we do? Same thing, lesser than equal to 2, how many people? Approximately 2000, correct? 2K, all right, between 2 and 5, 18, all right, 18K, 5 and 10 would be 30K, 10 and 15 would be 18, all right, and greater than 15 would be 37, let's say 37K. Again, we would do the same, guys. Notice we are arranging them in ascending sequence. So then it would be lesser than 2, lesser than 2, lesser than 2, and so on till 2Kth person, right? And then it would be 2 to 5, 2 to 5, and so on till 20Kth person. How am I arriving at 20K? 2K plus 10K, correct? So by the way, let's now add all these. So 20, 50, 68, 105K, agreed? So total 105K, 105,000 people essentially avail of public transit. So which means out of 105K, which one would be the median? Again, 105K divided by 2, which would be 52,500, correct? So if you look at 50, so we are looking for basically 52,500th person is essentially traveling how much distance to and fro in public transport, right? So 52,500. So notice this is 2K, 20K, 50K. So clearly 52,500 will fall here, which is what?
10 to 15.
Between 10 and 15. So that's the answer, guys.
So technically it would be the 53rd person, right? If we are considering 105. So this is an odd number.
No, not really. Not really. Basically, with odd numbers, it's basically, so technically, if you look at it, all right, technically, 105, 000, divided by 2 plus 1. Am I correct? That would be the technically the median. So which would be obviously 50,501. So this will be the number. Are we clear? So that will be the case where you can get an exact. See, if there are 5 values, all right. If there are 5 values, correct. What is the median? Oh, sorry. 5 plus 1 by 2. So essentially, yeah, 5 plus 1 by 2, correct. So yeah, so it would be basically a plus 1. No. So I'm really sorry. I'm getting. Yeah, I'm.
I mean the middle.
Correct. So
The most
yes.
value in that case.
Yeah, I also got confused. Sorry about this. Wow. So in case of, they are not odd values, by the way. 105K is an even value. 105,000. Even value. I think our entire discussion was slightly misplaced here. It's an even value. So in case of even values, for example, if there are 4 values, technically the median will be the average of the 2 middle ones.